They were just myths, legends whispered by fringe archaeologists and outlaw historians. No records, no DNA, no official acknowledgement, just one word that made senior members of the Galactic Council shift uncomfortably in their seats: bipeds. The stories claimed they once walked upright, fought wars that shattered moons, and vanished before any modern civilization mastered faster-than-light travel. Some said they burned their own history to ash. Others said they were still out there, watching, waiting. Then came the Jorkin incident. A warship drifted into contested space, seemingly dead. Raiders boarded it expecting salvage. What they found instead were slaughtered elites and ship logs scrambled by hand, forged encryption. And at the center of it all, a single piece of footage, burned into the data core. A silhouette moving calmly through fire, two-legged, human-shaped, and carrying a weapon the galaxy had forgotten how to fear. The myths weren't just real, they were back. Myths and murmurs. For millennia, the Galactic Council had governed over 1,000 civilizations with cold efficiency. The Pax Concordia, they called it, a forced peace upheld by technology, fear, and a shared belief that history had been tamed. But buried deep in forgotten systems and academic backrooms were references to a pre-council entity, something erased so thoroughly that even its name was classified. Only a few dared speak of it openly: the bipeds. Dravik Thoen, a xenoanthropologist from the Vale Consortium, had dedicated his career to uncovering ancient languages and proto-civilizations. He wasn't a conspiracy theorist. He relied on carbon dating, structural analysis, and cultural matrices. But when he stumbled upon the ruins on Varda 9, a planet labeled unstable and uninhabited, his life and career changed forever. Varda 9 was an acidic wasteland with tectonic plates that shifted without warning. Yet, in its northern hemisphere, he found symmetrical stoneworks made with surgical precision, cut with methods no known species used. Embedded in the walls were rusted symbols, simple lines resembling a standing figure: 2 legs, 2 arms, 1 head, upright, bipedal. His findings were dismissed by the Vale Consortium. A letter of concern followed. His access to labs was suspended. Dravik was quietly exiled from the academic community. But what sealed the suspicion wasn't his data. It was the fact that days after he published the preliminary findings to an encrypted cloud, a Black Flag Council cruiser visited Varda 9 and ordered the site vaporized. Whispers turned to fire. The Jorka. Today, they return. Over the past decade, sightings increased. Unregistered ships seen only briefly on long-range sensors, slaughtered pirate bases in fringe zones, an entire warlord fleet near the Kuval Drift vanished overnight. No radiation, no wreckage, just static. In Sector 19, a mining colony received a visit. The workers reported a humanoid figure walking into their power plant, scanning it, and leaving a crate. Inside, refined metals worth billions. No message, no trace. Security footage showed nothing until someone adjusted the wavelength. The figure was covered in adaptive camouflage, bipedal, 6-foot frame, human heat signature. At first, the council tried to explain it away. Rogue AI, genetic offshoots. But there was too much pattern, too much intelligence. A single entity couldn't be responsible. This was organized, deliberate. Dravik, now in hiding, began gathering independent researchers, old war survivors, and outlaw captains. They started mapping the events. A pattern emerged. The sightings weren't random, they were inspections, like surveyors checking on something. Or someone. And then the message came. Part A. The message. It arrived via a hyperspace distortion pulse, a tech so ancient it bypassed modern intercept protocols. The message was short, simple, audio only. In Terran English, we remember, we watched. You were not ready then. You are not ready now. We walk again. Attached was a symbol, 2 boot prints side by side. The council fell into disarray. Civilizations panicked. Militaries scrambled for weapons that hadn't been used in generations. But the humans, if that's what they truly were, didn't attack. They didn't invade. They simply appeared, helped some colonies, erased others, and disappeared again. It became clear that humanity was not returning to rule. They were returning to monitor. Part 6. The Bipeds and the Future. Today, no one knows how many of them exist. They don't hold territory. They don't answer questions, but they leave signs. Perfect repairs in old stations, cured plagues on dying planets, and sometimes the complete disappearance of corrupt regimes. The only pattern is moral calculus. They don't follow law. They follow something deeper. Perhaps it was always their strength. A sense of justice, shaped not by consensus, but by principle. Some see them as gods, others as demons. Most just call them the bipeds. But to